Welcome, everybody. It is New Moon Journey. Hi, Mickey. Oh, and
Hi.
Carol just popped in, and Audrey was.
Hello, Carol.
Carol's having lunch.
And our own Miss Audrey. Yeah.
Hi.
Oh, nice
So,
to see you, Audrey. I love it that you're turning your phone on.
yes, I am too. That's what we were
Yeah,
just talking about.
yeah. I mean, the energy is very different.
It
Better.
is.
Hmm.
Yeah.
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 Oh, Mickey, what do
Yeah.
we have coming up? It's been chaotic. It's been, nothing bad, just a lot of chaotic stuff going on. Little nuances.
Well, I'm pulling up the chart for that now. Um, but it's just more of the same of what I've been saying, really.
Mhm.
This is a time of when the cycle is changing over from one part of it to the other. So um, it's what can I say? I'm struggling because I'm also looking at an app that I'm pulling up with the chart on it. So excuse me for being incognito.
Well, that's okay. You look, because I'll tell people. I mean, so the new moon is actually Sunday, afternoon, morning, Sunday.
Yeah, and that's why I'm looking at one
No,
I think.
I'm sorry. That's not true. That's not right. I need to really look. New moon is actually today at
Yeah,
8:43 tonight Eastern time.
yeah,
But it's new moon, so it's the darkest of the month. But then Sunday at I just looked this up. I don't have it on my phone. Sunday at like in the afternoon is winter solstice, which means it's the darkest and longest night of the year for the northern hemisphere.
right. But this is why I say that you've got a double
Yes.
newness here. That's why I was wondering, kind of confused with how to bring it up to you. Um,
Well,
th-
yes.
this is the new moon signals a brand new cycle. You know,
Yes.
that's where we set up everything we want for the month, and it's okay. This is what I want to project, and hopefully at the full moon, then I'll start to look for my results. However, this time
Mm,
the year itself, our lives are saying that too.
yeah.
This is the last shot at projecting anything for this year. You know, the whole cycle of the year is closing. We're in the ending phase. We're about to have the biggest start of all because um, you're starting all your cycles for the year. You're starting the cycle of cycles, you know.
Exactly.
So it's
Yeah.
it's uh it's a complicated thing to explain, only in the sense that it's more important than ever that you open your eyes and cut the crap and say, this is what I have. I'm grateful for it. And whatever parts of it don't serve me, they served in the sense that they made me look at what I don't want. Okay, the negative stuff, the purpose of it is for you to learn from. Now, that doesn't mean, they don't serve you popsicles and ice cream when you're doing an exercise class. You've got to go through the part where the muscles are sore and they start to hurt. And the more you're doing it, by the third or fourth time you visit to do it, you're not as upset as you were the first time. We're at the beginning of that. This is the start of the year. This is the new, you're going to be setting up what it is you want your timeline to be like.
Hmm.
Okay? And we have these massive other things going on. Where is Neptune? Okay. Neptune and Saturn are conjunct. Now, that's a big deal to talk about because Neptune is your sense of imagination and fantasy and your beliefs. Uh, what you really believe in your heart and want to push forward as your fantasy. This is where you create your own cartoon, so to speak. You create your own once upon a time. You fill that with whatever you want to say after the words once upon a time, if you catch my meaning. So you're
Yeah.
setting up your next fairy tale, okay? And that's a pretty big order because right next to you know how fairy tale always has the princess, the prince, and the wicked witch or the terrible werewolf or whatever is causing all the drama. Well, as you sit there with your pen in your hand writing the fairy tale, the wicked witch is standing there handing you the paper and pen. Saturn rules hard earned lessons, things you learn the hard way, stuff that causes you to have to do without. It rules the lack of this and the lack of that. Well, wait a minute. We have been learning that we don't want to think in terms of a lack of anything because it means we're admitting we don't have it. So the enemy of manifestation is being aware of the lack of anything, talking about how hard it is to do something. That's not what manifestation is all about. It's about, I know that I'm going to get this because I already have it. I already created it. It's mine. I know it's mine because I deserve it. I have to have it. The universe is not gonna not fill a hole that's there. Now, you get to paint the hole the way you want it to be. So the universe is gonna look at what you painted the decor of that hole and it's gonna say, oh, that one requires this, this, and this. So it's gonna put in what you told it to put in. So it's really important that you look at the things you want to manipulate in your life, and you look at them with an eye of, oh, you don't want that. You want to look at it with the eye of, oh, this is gonna be great because I know it's getting ready to show up. And the worse the bull crap is happening right now, the more wonderful this thing will be when it shows up. You know what I mean? You're at the point. We're looking at the point where we knew the darkness was right before the dawn. When they say it's the darkest before the dawn, yeah, the complete lack of light causes the biggest amount of light. If you're in a dark room, a tiny pinpoint from a candle, even one that's going out, seems to be a floodlight because it's compared to all that super amount of darkness. You see? So if you can keep that in mind, when the crap is hitting the fan, you say, oh boy, that means the fan's getting this out of the air. you know? And it's not, some people say I'm very Pollyanna. Oh, you're always trying to see stuff in a positive way. Well, there isn't anything else but positive. It's just that we have convinced ourselves that the easiest way to learn the lessons we came to learn was to pretend that part of it's not positive. We're going to cut it in half and say this part is good and this part is bad. And then we're going to. That's not the real deal. The real deal is there isn't anything else except positive because everything there is God. And you can't say God isn't positive. There is no part of it that isn't positive. None. You hear me? There is no part of God that isn't wonderful. But what about, we got the good side, we got the Jesus figure, and we got the Lucifer figure. Yeah, but you created all that crap so you could see things in a black and white kind of, way of showing up stuff. You want to separate it into two concepts. It's easier to understand and get the experiences. And well, that's what we've got right now. It is at its greatest it's ever been. That's saying a lot, folks. There's been a lot of stuff that's happened on this planet. Some of it was massively good, and some of it was horribly bad. So we've had everything. And to say that we are now poised on the edge of the biggest something we've ever had, that's saying a lot. And we are. We're at the edge. We came here to be a part of this big thing. that's happening. And buckle up, folks, because here we go. Here we go. We've got this drama of the dark and the light, the imagination versus the practicality. That play is going on right at the top of the chart. Excuse me. The things at the top get the most attention because they're getting the most of the light. If you're holding a ball and you've got a light on in the room, the part of the ball that gets the most light is the part on the top, like on my head. The light above me, there's more of it bouncing off here than there is down here. You know? So this is what's going on now. All the stuff that's coming. Hi, Martin. The stuff that's coming is rolling in, folks. It's rolling in a big way. And that means we have to get ourselves on point because we're part of such a very tiny, tiny, tiny vanguard. Never forget, no matter what size our little bunch is, we are a vanguard. We're an example of where this whole SS show is going. You know, we are the part of it that's rising into the next cycle. The next identity of reality here is going to be fabulous, but it has to start somewhere. And guess who that is? We're it. It's growing. It is a growing group. There are more and more people on the earth who are starting to cut the crap and say, you know what? We actually knew that this was the deal and we weren't paying attention. It was more comfortable to ignore it. But you see now, that's not as easy to do because the time has come for everybody to find out, oh, it's a play. Yeah, that's why you were sitting in that chair and that's what you've been watching. It is a play. You wrote it. You know, well, who's the author? You are. Well, who did the music? You did. Well, wait a minute. I don't like the plot. Then change it. Well, wait a minute. What do you mean change it? I. It's all about I. It's about the oneness, the whole concept of oneness, of I. That's when you're most doing the imitation of the big spirit that's running everything. This is the time when you can most recognize your holiness because you are playing the part of this spirit that you know about because it's everything. There isn't anything else. The spirit is the spirit and you are the spirit. So get used to it. Cut the crap because the time is now for what we came here for. And those two planets, the Saturn and the Neptune, that's a big deal, folks. And it's going to be around a long time because Neptune is an outer planet. It moves very slowly. And whatever it brings you, you're going to have it a while. Okay? We're just lucky it's the planet of imagination. Well, how can we tell that's starting to come in? Speaking of AI, you know, imagination is ruling the whole planet right now. If you can visualize it, there is a machine, an app in our reality now. We've created a thing that says, as long as you tell me what it is, I'll show it to you. I'll make an image of it and show it to you. Well, wait a minute. That's what we said God does. That's how we describe ATI. It creates whatever crosses its intelligence and awareness. And we're pieces of that. So now we've learned to do it too. And what are we going to do with that ability? This is our greatest godness, this moment that we're poised on the edge of. And so we're starting to see the mastery of your imagination being able to dictate what's in front of your face. So it's even more important than ever before to know your chart, to pick out the stuff you like about it, and to learn how to control not being faced with the part of it that represents challenges. And folks, I'm saying all this because I'm going through it. That's the upshot. Yes, I'm having to face all of that reality, and it's a lot to chew on. So, whatever you're seeing of it in your life, pay attention. You're in control. Don't mistake the fact that you wrote and are writing this. Accept your responsibility and then let's get on with it, okay? How's that?
That was a lot.
You asked.
That was a lot.
I'm
And
sorry to monopolize it.
no, not at all. I mean, it is a lot, and it's been a lot all year.
Yes,
It,
exactly. It's been a lot, and now
it
it's
has
getting to
been
be
a
a
lot.
lotter.
You've been saying that for a long time too, and you know what? Every allotter still prevail. You know,
Yeah,
walking through life fearlessly seems to be the way to do things. Be aware, but be
yeah,
fearless. You know,
yeah,
walk with confidence, and then try to keep that joy and happiness in your life, and create some peace. You know,
yeah.
this is like people are getting ready for Christmas. There's a lot of running around. That's what my grandson was just here dropping off gifts for me to wrap for him. So, it's just a busy, busy time. And I think it's time where people just need to be quiet and peaceful.
Here's
What do
my
you,
Christmas spirit. This is as far as I go into the ho 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 and the guy in the red suit. And my guy in
like,
the red suit is an elephant.
it's an elephant. That's what I did. I thought, that's a red
No reindeer in here. This is an elephant.
little red elephant. I'm surrounded by snowmen.
My
Now
heffalump.
I have to ask Carol, that was your side yard, wasn't it? That was beautiful. Oh, you're muted.
It is
There you go.
starting to snow pretty hard.
Oh,
It's been raining all morning and
oh, it,
it just turned over to snow. So,
oh, I
Oh,
have to peek. Hold on one second.
and
Oh
ours is
yes,
not
it is
snow.
snow.
I
Ours
know,
is
and it was
snow.
so
It's just
beautiful.
wet
So
wind.
beautiful. I wanted to share it.
Well, I couldn't see the snow. It looked all green. It looked
Yeah,
gorgeous.
it was hard to see because I'm kind of having you look through a screen, a screen.
Well, it was a nice background. It could have been a golf course.
my,
That's that's
my
Carol's
side yard.
happy place.
That would be convenient if it was a golf course.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, you never know.
You
You never
never
know.
know.
You never know. But Christmas, everything is busy. Like I said earlier to Carol, I said, I could really use some quiet downtime. It's just
That's
like
wonderful.
every day is go, 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 go. And everybody around me feels the same way. Everybody is busy running, things to do, whatever.
I think
Families
a lot
coming
of
in.
people agree with you, Kate, about the desperate need for downtime. And
Yes.
so there are people feeling a lot of guilt because they know that they're feeling this, and yet they feel that the times right now are dictating. But you got to be out there going ho ho ho. Well, people aren't feeling like ho ho ho.
Right, right.
It's a
And
lot.
this, this is a time of hibernation. This is a
Yeah.
time to really, you know, go within and do some healing and be quiet and secluded. And I'm feeling that more than ever this year. And my life is not showing it because I'm like run, run, run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tease you about that a lot. because I'm not doing run, run, run. Trust me. I'm
But
actually
you
tickled
may
that I've
not,
gotten stuff done.
but you may not run out of the house and running that way, but you know what, you are running in a different way, and I know you are. I know
Yeah,
that you are writing, and you're having dictation done, and you're trying to get things done on your own around the house. So that doesn't mean you have to leave the house to be busy busy.
right.
Sometimes, there was 8 days in a row that I never left the house. I never moved my car. But I was busy every single day.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
Everything has a particular scale it's on. So everything is true. It's just, well, what extent to
Yeah.
which are you feeling this? To what extent is it happening? But there's a percentage. You know what I mean? Whatever the reality is it at zero? Is it at five? Or is it at 99? Or,
Mhm. Right. 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 So
where
mine
on the resonance are you experiencing it?
right. Mine's right about 99.9 now.
My question would be: are we meeting the energy of chaos with our own internal energy? Um, are we? No,
That's
they
my
say
point.
match the energy, right? Are we
That's
matching the?
what I was talking about, was
Yeah.
exactly
That's
what
an
you're saying.
interesting
I'm
thought.
trying to
Yeah.
soften the blow of realizing that, wait a minute, are we meeting the energy or what? Because we are the only ones who can do it. I can't fix your world. I didn't create it. So I have no input across those lines. My
Hmm.
only connection is to the bigger force that created me. And I can look at your world over there in the bubble you're in, and I can look at your bubble from mine. And because of the rule of entanglement, it might be that mine is feeding directly into you. You can see exactly what's happening in mine because we're entangled. We must be because we're in the same reality right now, you know? But I don't know the extent to which our connection is actually affecting your whole bubble,
Hmm.
your world. Only you can dictate how much of my input you're going to let in, how much you're going to realize that I'm here. And so we each have our little thing we go through about who we've let in and how long we're going to keep them there. you know? But you first got to admit that you're the one with the power to push them in or pull them in or push them out. And I meet very few people who are aware that they have that power.
Yeah.
Very few. I see one, two, three, four, five of them.
Right.
And that's it.
Right. Right. Oh gosh. Yeah. Um. But we need to essentially follow not necessarily our heart, but our instincts. When they say to be quiet or to be secluded or to it's time to act up or whatever that happens to be, party time. We need to listen to those urges. We need to move on them. And right now my urges are quiet, quiet, but my circumstances aren't letting me do that. And I'm allowing it to happen because I could say no to everybody. It's not a
Right.
bad thing to say no.
Well, that's why it's so important that we have those particular two planets in locked in a conjunction. Um, Saturn is the practical, it's the father figure of the whole zodiac. And it is the practical guy. He's the one who's the breadwinner and da da da. When someone's acting up, he's called in. If mommy can't handle it, mommy being the moon, the sun and the moon. Mommy's having ego issues right now. She and the sun are busy carving out who's going to be doing what for the month. In the background, though, you've got your sense of fantasy and ability to project the fairy tale you'd like to see being snatched in the throat by reality, and the father figure saying, Well, now, wait a minute. You know, you got to cover this, 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 and this. You can get off there and do your fantasy thing all you want to. What are you doing to put food on the table? He's always the practical voice. He's the one who's going to pull you back into your bright awareness of the now. That's great. We like the word now, but we like to be in control of it. So you must, you absolutely must accept the fact that you're writing this play. And whatever it is you don't like about it, you need to find out how to edit. That means you've got to gather information. You
Mhm.
can't suddenly perform surgery on yourself if you've never been to med school. You know what I mean? We accept the fact that there's a line between possibility and manifestation that has to do with what you know. Your level of control goes up and down. It fluctuates depending on how much you know in the now. Do you know enough to complete what you want to project? You know, if you're going to edit and you're sitting there and you have no paper, no pencil, and you're not paying attention, so you don't even have your own mind at your disposal. You're busy worrying about what mommy said. You're busy worrying about, did you see how he looked at me? You're worried about the baby did this and the. You're not accessing what you do know about the edit because you're not really ready to sit down and edit at the moment. You got a center. You know, here's where the journey comes in. We're trying to learn more about being able to simply suspend all of that input from the reality and get back to the me, the part of me inside who knows how to rewrite. And that's what we're trying to do. And honey, I'm working hard on it because boy, do I have a whole list of stuff to rewrite, and it's coming out now more than ever.
That's a lot, and I'm hearing that we need to learn to balance.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. But you see, in
So,
order to balance, you got to admit there's an up and a down.
yep.
We want to come to the midpoint of either
Mhm.
one. I'm all about being positive, and the other guy says, I don't give a damn about being positive because everything is crap anyway. So you got the negative and the positive, and from either perspective, you've got to go halfway.
Mhm.
You got movement dictated. No matter which platform you're standing on, you got to do something. So here we go. It's the beginning of the year. It's the beginning of the moon and the sun coming together to say, new moon, yeah, hey, we're going to start something. What do
Mhm.
you want it to be?
Right, right.
You know, and that just means that the journey is so important. It's the
Mhm.
big part of, when we come together and we talk, but then we finally say, okay, let's settle down now and access our power. You see? And that's where we have a ticket master and a driver who says, all right, everybody settle down back there in those seats. Everybody, we're all bozos on this bus. Yeah, well, all you bozos settle down. I don't know who's ever heard of Firesign Theater like me. I'm an old hippie. But they have a very popular album called We're All Bozos on This Bus. And it's so true. I can't
Oh,
wait to see where we're going this time.
I'd like to know that too. So I guess I'll share this is today, like I usually have some ideas of where we're going and I just have no idea. I'm just gonna let spirit take this one away.
Oh,
So
that's interesting.
I it is gonna be interesting because usually, and I talked to Carol about this morning and I talked to Mickey too before we started, and I'm like, I usually have a pretty clear picture of an idea, not
Hmm.
necessarily a script, but an idea. And I think this is our 54th one. And I said, am I out of ideas?
But you have an unending source of them.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know.
it's just today is a odd day that it just hasn't come to me. And it's been a week of I have had the most realistic dreams in the past 3 days. It's been incredible. And, some of them have been very impactful, others have been kind of silly, but they have been very realistic. And it makes me think most of the day, where was I? What dimension was I in to experience such things?
Hmm.
You know? And to experience things differently than in this dimension, like things just disappearing, and the
Yeah.
way you can move around and the way time runs, right? Time is like zero over there. When I start writing down whatever it was or telling a story, I feel like, well, that could have taken days, but it was just a mere minute, right?
Right.
So, when I look at writing the script, writing the story for the next, coming up, spirituality is really important to me. So there feels like there's an opening right now. It feels like what do they
Yes.
say? Veil is thinner now. Um, it,
There
it,
is an opening right now. That's
yeah.
exactly right, because
Okay.
not only are those two planets right next to each other going bop, bop, bop back and
You're
forth,
in
but you've got,
Sagittarius.
huh?
You're in Sagittarius, right?
Yes, and that's
Yeah.
all about your philosophy, your way of
Hmm.
approaching what you believe, but also the Neptune part of it, that's all about imagination. It's square Mars. Mars is about action. So the two of them are having a big argument. While Saturn is saying, remember to be practical, Neptune is struggling because it's in a complete conflict right now with the planet of action. You see? So meanwhile, the sun and the moon are arguing about ego, but imagination and action are having an actual fist fight.
So how interesting. So as you were saying that, what came to me was, you have imagination that's going to flourish, and then action is going to take place, which is going to move you into that next cycle, or create what you want to have manifest in your life.
Yeah, well, that's true. However, the challenge of this square, this fish fight between Mars and Neptune is that it's an aspect that makes you need to learn how to discover how to channel your energy effectively.
Mhm.
When you say an action is going to take place, not unless you're going to allow it.
Right, right.
The thing is that to the extent that you don't come in and say, I'm going to do this, this, and this, then the fact that action is bursting at the seams means that the thing, it'll manifest in your life as something you didn't set in motion. Life itself put it in your path. So either way, you're going to have to hop over or stomp on something.
Right, right.
Now, did you put it there so that you could pick something small, or are you just reacting to what's out there happening? Willy nilly, just, the action is coming. You want to be in control. You want to challenge yourself to to get your energy to act in the most effective way for you. I'm struggling to find a way to put this. I'm sorry. But
That's all right. I mean, I think the more we talk about it, and I'm more than happy to, have everybody chime in and talk about this, really. Because it seems to me that if we create our own reality, that we have put it in front of us. So whether
yes,
it's a pebble to step over or it's a boulder that we have to climb over to learn a lesson, but it's been put there for us, by us.
by
Not,
us, and that
not
and that means changing how the action happens is up to us as well. Do you want to
Yeah.
do it consciously, which means you're in control, or ignore it and just realize that, okay, I wrote this in and now I got to deal with it?
Hmm. Hmm.
The moment you stop remembering that you're creating it, then the control changes.
Oh, right, because that's when you immediately say, "Oh, this is happening. Crazy things are happening to me." But no, nothing is
They're
ever
happening
happening.
by and for you.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Boy, that Seth, if we only listened to him 50 years ago.
Oh, honey. And the thing is that once you run into it, into this whole set, it's a whole universe of different new ways to think. And once you hit it, nothing in your life will ever be the same again. It
Yeah.
has a way of affecting how you do, see, and say, and feel everything from that point on. You're now aware, you've been told,
Right.
all right, take it from here.
Yep.
And I'm
So,
noticing all the new religions, all the new ways to think, all these blanket coaches. Yeah, and they're all saying the same thing. You create reality.
they are. Yeah. Well,
Okay?
and a good friend of ours decided about a year ago he's going to write another book. Now, he writes books about Seth. They are Seth inspired books or
Oh,
channel
yes.
books.
I know where you're going.
And I reached out to him not too long ago and I said, how's the new book coming? And he's like, oh, he says, things change every day.
Yes.
So even the teachers, the spiritual coaches, whatever you want to call them, the life coaches, they are having to change their philosophy, their teaching styles on the fly.
Yes.
So
And
yeah,
some of them are making a lot more money because now they can say this is the brand new version of what I told you before. So now you have to pay again. Here's the new program.
well, but I didn't think about it that way.
You
But
can find all of it in Seth. You
I
know,
was thinking about the ones that are trying to write new stuff and it keeps changing on them, so it keeps morphing into either something different or something bigger or something, whatever.
but that's the catch.
Yeah.
There is no new thing under the sun. Bible says so.
Right. That's what I was going to say, Mickey. I was along the same lines you are there.
Yes, ma'am. Isn't it true?
Reincarnation.
So yeah. Huh? What?
That's one of my favorite reincarnation texts.
Oh, that's funny. That's a funny way of yeah, okay, of relating to that. Yeah. Well, see, my whole idea of how to define reincarnation had to change drastically when I started to understand the new physics and realized that, the thing that Seth was saying about now is all there is. Everything is another version of now, And so when you start to think about reincarnation, it's not like it's a linear thing of you live, you die, you live again, you die. No, you're living all of your versions of you at the same time. My God, that's a lot to chew on.
That is a very big subject. Yeah. And I know it, but do I understand it? But I get it. I believe it.
Twins of
Exactly.
ourselves many times over. Yeah.
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 Gosh. Millions, not just a couple of versions.
That's what I was going to say. How do you know, does everybody have the same number of versions? And how do you know how many you have?
Well, you have a version for every possible way that as you define yourself, you have a version of you for every way that you can define that self. Whatever is possible to define and this was when Carol changed this way. Well, what if she did it this way? Well, what if she did it that way? Every what if is simply telling you about another now that you're involved in. Because
And
you're
that's
involved in every version of now that is possible.
and that's
So
only
at every what
of
if,
you.
Yeah.
at every what if, do you create a new version?
Yes. And each of those versions is creating versions. I was
Yep.
reminded
So
of
it's
that
infinite.
recently.
So it's infinite then.
It's
Absolutely.
infinite.
Yeah. And that's only referring to the us that we know right now. Now there's also infinite us's that we aren't even don't even know about that are creating the what ifs as well. So
Exactly.
let's talk about can you have multiple infinite?
I think so.
It's big. It's big. Yeah. And that, I mean, really Bert Goldman hit home with that one.
Yeah.
Infinite life. That, each person, each us has another doppelganger that is anything you can imagine. A doctor, a
Right.
nurse, a lawyer, a president, a teacher, a homeless
And there's
person.
an infinite number of those.
Yes,
Set
absolutely.
this thing, lock in on one of them. And Bert's
Maybe
agreeing.
Wilson. Yes.
You pick one and then be it. So you step into that timeline from the one you're standing in. And that's what I'm having big fun with right now. I'm hopping timelines like mad. And it's confusing and it's very frustrating. But I'm hanging in there.
Yeah.
One of my schools is a martial arts expert. I mean, I keep
Yeah.
running, crossing fields with him, and I've never studied martial arts in this. I mean, I like Bruce Lee, but that's about it. My brother was a martial arts instructor, so maybe in some other reality I took a course from him. I don't know.
Right.
Running into this martial arts version of myself.
I'm sure
Yeah.
that you were. Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice image to picture. I like that. I'm
Yeah.
picturing that in my head as you say it.
Absolutely.
What's the practical use of knowing that you have infinite other selves?
You can pick one to be anytime you want.
Yeah. I suppose.
You could access their knowledge, and Bert Goldman always, he didn't call it their knowledge, he said their vibration.
Right.
And then when you pick up that vibration, you can pick up how they do things. So I mean, I can give you a for instance that happened to me was my business was not doing well, and I did quantum jump, and I wanted to meet my successful business self. And I'm like, my person that was successful at what I was trying to do. I didn't know who it was. I just wanted, that was my idea. And in the quantum jump, I did meet a doppelganger. And I don't remember what was said, but after that, I felt really good about things, and I ended up with a very successful business.
Excellent.
So I did, the Burt Goldman thing. I connected with that being, and I picked up that vibration. And when I came back, I was changed, clearly.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, and yeah, I don't know if you can find those online or not, but he does quite a few of those where you meet a certain doppelganger that has a, a gift that you might want to get. And not every gift is going to be something that's going to resonate with you. Like his ideas were he wanted to be a great artist. He wanted to be a great pianist. He wanted to be able to play the guitar. Well, you know what? He became a great artist. He became a great pianist, but he could never play the guitar. Even though he did the doppelganger thing, that one just didn't work.
Oh.
But he became a great singer. He sang just like Al Jolson. It was the craziest thing I ever heard because
Oh.
his voice doesn't sound anything like that. Yet you couldn't tell it wasn't Al Jolson singing.
Wow.
So yeah, um, I don't know anybody that's interested in quantum jumping. Like I use his theories, but his excuse me, his classes and the stories that he tells are just amazing. And I own 3 different groupings that he has done, but I can't play them for everybody.
Yeah.
But I use his theory in every time we go on a journey. I use his theory somewhat.
He was a phenomenal spirit.
And he
Just
learned.
like
He
Jane, when
worked
you,
for Silva, right?
huh?
He worked for Jose Silva, right?
Right, right, and then went out on his own. Um,
Hmm.
when you examine different personalities that have been here and existed, that made major influences on the culture of, the world, the cult, your particular country, but the whole world. Example, when you think about that, it's an incredible thing to come here and be one of those avatars, a higher spirit, a higher self that comes and descends into our very dense uh, world, because we're just energy that is slowed down so far that you can actually see it moving and doing stuff. But that's all it is, and to come here and be that, whether it's a major good figure in history or a major bad figure in history, the courage it takes to come here and be somebody really hated, you would really bit off a lot to come here and agree to do that, especially since there's so many versions of that. So to lock into that particular group of versions takes a lot of guts. I, I don't like some of the bad figures in history. I don't like them, what they were, but I do admire the fact that they had the courage to come here and be that, because we're all just spirits, parts of God. There's nothing, we're all God pieces. And so there's nothing bad. But you can take on that particular storyline and say, okay, I'll read that script for you. You need somebody to come here and do this and this so it can illustrate certain things that you're going to react to. And that'll influence your experience. Fine, okay, I'll do it. But now I want you to come over here and do this, and this for me in mine, so we get together and decide on who's going to read what particular script
Hmm.
while you're learning from it. You're living out a particular timeline, and I'm going to learn from this. And how did you cast that?
Right. Right. Well, it's the same with we started out this with the dark and the light.
Yeah,
A little pinprick of light is going to shine in a dark room, but
right,
without that darkness, you're never going to see that little pinprick of light.
right,
So the what we would call the bad or the evil shows us the goodness, the light.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's hard to remember that though.
It is. It absolutely is. Right. There's that even that is good because it is doing a good service.
There isn't
And
anything but
it's
good.
hard.
We just forget that. We conveniently forget that so that we can still do the play. Because
Yeah.
nobody wants a play where everybody in it is the heroine.
Oh, come
That
on.
would suck. That would really, really suck. I mean, just imagine if every male you ever met in your whole life was your soulmate.
Oh my.
Or female, male or female, if every person you ran into was your soulmate. My God, what an idea.
And really, they probably are.
They are. They
Yeah.
are. But what
They're
if you had
all,
set this up where you could be aware of that all the time? You would have no other experiences. Boy, would
I
your
said,
limit to your learning be limited. Woo.
I said, wouldn't it be? It would be so much easier if we knew what we agreed to.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
that would
But
change it too.
it
The
would change
element of
it a lot,
surprise would be shot to hell. So
and it would kind of be boring.
it would. That's my point. Yeah.
Oh my God. If we lose connection here, just continue on without me. I mean, the trees are just bending. It is
Really?
so, it is so, yeah, we're in super high wind warning. And actually, last night, Carol didn't have any internet. So, yeah, we're in a very tenuous spot here.
Wow.
Yeah, we're windy too, and we lost internet earlier.
earlier
But you
today.
have it now, or are you on cell service?
Yeah, no, we have it now. Came
Okay.
back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The blip.
Well, yeah. So far, everything is good here, but boy, just looking out the windows, the trees are just. Oh,
Wow. It's
yeah.
quiet here. It's very quiet.
Oh, it is
Even
not here.
it's not even the wind is quiet now. So
No, I mean, I can every now and then I can just hear it, and it's just roaring like a lion.
oh gosh, I've
Go
got
figure, right?
2 loads of clothes to fold and a whole bunch of groceries to put away. So
Uh, that's
the
a big
quietude
job.
is fine. I'll get that done, and then I can look at find me a movie.
Now, there's the girl that says she doesn't do anything. Yeah, just proved yourself wrong.
Yeah, I guess you're right about that. Yeah, 'cause I do
Oh,
have.
God.
It's just that it takes me so long. Like when I say I have 2 loads of clothes to fold, it might take me 2 days to do that. You
That's
see?
okay. That's okay. You know, before we started, I did a load of clothes and I threw it on the bed. And of course, the
Oh,
bed is where we're actually recording. And I like just kind of put them around the bed so they didn't get wrinkled.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So.
I've fallen asleep on top of my laundry a couple of times.
Oh, really?
Oh, we all
Now,
have the same issues going on. Laundry.
that is hilarious. Oh, God,
Ca-
that's so
Carol,
funny.
you have got this aura around you. I cannot believe it is just because you're sitting in front of your window. You have
Yeah,
got such an aura around you,
that's
like a
true.
little halo going on.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Oh
works.
gosh. Oh well. So like I was saying before, I'm like I'm we're gonna go on a journey, and I'm gonna be just as surprised as the rest of you. Oh my gosh. The dog is sleeping. Quiet outside right now. I think it's a good time to start. What do you guys think? Are you ready?
Oh, well, yeah. Well, let's just put it this way. There's a lot of great energy out there just for you, ready for you to use.
Oh yeah.
Because aside from all the other stuff, the planet of Imaginate Neptune that we were talking about, it does have a big buddy who's very powerful, who is on its side right now and in a good position. It is trine. The pyramid is the strongest positive, and it's
Hmm.
trine to Jupiter, who rules all the good fortune.
Oh, good
And
fortune.
it
That's
rules the sign that all this is happening in, the Sagittarius.
okay. And
So big.
Sagittarius is a sign of like freedom and just happy-go-luckiness, right? That's not a
It's
word.
the athlete who's the horseman who's on a horse and rides across the whatever. Picture
Hmm.
Mongolia with these horses speeding along flat out at whatever they can. It's all about the athlete, the competition of one idea against another.
Okay.
So the planet of imagination is hooking up in a lockstep. They've locked arms and they're walking along together saying, well, I don't know, that whole stuff about being practical and whatnot, that's great. But let's talk about all the things that are possible and the beauty of good fortune and happiness, because Jupiter rules joy and happiness, and Neptune is imagination. So all of that is there for you right now. Within all of this other stuff we were talking about, you have these different energies that have coupled up to make it all go better. And you
Hmm.
do have that.
Well, I think we're going to use our imagination and create some joy and happiness in this journey.
Exactly.
Yes, I think that sounds like a plan. Look at that's an idea. I got an idea. Mickey
She's
told
got a
me before we
plan.
start, he says, "Gosh, your higher self's got you, don't worry." I love
Yes.
that. Well, now, just want everybody to just relax and let's just take a nice deep breath in and out. Settle into your chair or your couch. Take another deep breath in and out. Now the next one, I'm going to ask you to hold your breath for a few seconds once you breathe in. So breathe in and hold and exhale fully. Beautiful. Now know every time that we take a deep breath and exhale fully, we go deeper and deeper into a higher consciousness. And we're going to use our 3 to 1 count. We're going to breathe in, and on the exhale, 3, 3, 3. And again, inhale, 2, 2, 2. Inhale, 1, 1, 1. Beautiful. You are now in a deeper, a calmer state of mind. Feel the peace around you. Now I would like for you to use your imagination, and I would like for you to see a staircase with 10 steps going down deep into your heart space, a space that is warm and inviting and safe, and it's all yours. There's a handrail. I'd like you to hold on to that. As we walk down, I will count you down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are now at the bottom of the staircase in our beautiful, safe heart space. And we call this our meditation room. And in this room, we have decorated it in past meditations. We have doors that go into other rooms. There's a door that's our quantum door. But there's always some kind of fire, whether it be a candle or a fireplace. But something is creating warmth and a glow, making it very inviting. Now there is a door that goes to our healing room. So let's go through that door and find your healing table. Climb on that table. Get yourself comfortable. There are pillows around, blankets. You have water close by. Everything you need is in this room. So just lay down and get comfortable there. And we're going to ask our doppelganger self that is a personal healer just for us to join us, to be with us. Imagine that being with you in this room, and the healing is taking place. Whatever you need, it could be emotional, it could be spiritual, it could be physical. I'm going to let us rest in this healing space with our doppelganger healer for a few minutes. our doppelganger healer, has done a wonderful job. And if you wish, you may join with that doppelganger. Join with that being, feeling and creating the vibration that they are holding. You can bring that back with you if you like. You can do that now. You can merge. Ganger, thank your healer for all of the help and wisdom that they have given you. You may start to sit up on your healing table slowly. Dangle your feet over the edge. Grab a little water. And just feel how wonderful and peaceful you feel right now. How grateful you are that you have such a healing helper that you can call on anytime you wish. Now, when you're ready, join me back in the meditation room and let's stand in front of the quantum door. Take your time, and as you're making your way to the door, I would like for you to just imagine outside this door is going to be another doppelganger of you. This time, it's going to be a doppelganger that is full of peace and joy and happiness. A very free soul. And when we open this door, you're going to be in the setting that is the safest for you, the happiest or most peaceful, or the most joyous. Whatever you want to be on the other side of this door is what will be there along with your doppelganger. So just take a moment to get that picture in your head of what you want. Whether you want to be in a peaceful setting or you want to be in nature, you may want to be at a party, a celebration. It is entirely up to you what is going to be on the other side of this door. But know that your doppelganger that coincides with that will be with you. You may ask any questions that you like. Just have quiet conversation. And I'm going to give us quite a bit of time. I will watch the time. You don't have to worry. And I will count to 3. And on the count of 3, that door is going to open and you're going to be able to jump, walk, step over into your perfect, safe quantum world. Ready? 1, 2, the door is starting to open. And 3, the door is open. And as you gaze out, you see the quantum world that you wish to see. Now go ahead and enjoy and explore that world. I'll meet you back here in a little while. time to thank your doppelganger. And it is time once again to leave this place knowing that you can return anytime you wish. You just have to imagine it and walk through that door. For now, you have to go back through the quantum door into the meditation room. And let's just sit there for a moment and reflect what we just experienced. Now that door is closing behind you, is closed. And as we sit and reflect, we have such gratitude that our imagination showed up for us. The doppelganger showed up for us. And know that you will remember everything that you experienced. Notice how light you feel, how peaceful you feel, how strong and healthy you feel. Now I would like for you to take your attention back to your breath where we started. Take a deep breath in and out. And again in and out. You can start moving your focus back to the room in which you're sitting. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Stretch a little if you need to. And let's take one more really deep breath in and out. And you can open your eyes. Just kind of look around the room. You're back where we started. And when you're ready, you can come back to this transmission and you can turn your cameras on and your microphones on and join us again. Thank you for joining me on this journey. See, Audrey and Carol are back. Still waiting for Martin and Mickey. And Mickey.
Hello. Ooh.
We're just waiting. And here comes Martin. All right. Haven't lost anyone yet. I have to say, I set an alarm. And when it went off, I'm like, oh gosh, no, I need more time. So I'm going to revisit this one again.
Mm-hmm. I'm only partially back.
I know. I kind of feel the same way. And I met up with an old acquaintance, not a human person, but an old acquaintance from a long ago that used to join me in these journeys. Haven't run across her in a long time. Her name is Iris.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, it was beautiful, lovely.
Yeah, that was a good one. Unexpected, but good.
Nice. How's everybody else feel? Everybody's still a little out there.
Yeah.
Yes, Martin, how are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I had an experience. Not exactly what it was, but my doppelganger was looking at me kind of like, well.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So we met two doppelgangers. We met our healing doppelganger, and they were different for me. They were different beings. And then we also met our quantum, the one we quantum jumped with. Were they the same? Were they different?
Different.
Different. Mine were different.
I have no idea. I don't remember a thing.
How do you
That's
feel, Carol?
funny.
All I did was I came back to awareness, and it was silent, and I thought, oh my God, I must have slept through it. I wonder what time it is. And then I jumped up, I came over here, and right at that second, you were saying, okay, we're going to start coming back now. And I'm like, at that point, I was like, wow.
Interesting. Very interesting.
So I have no idea.
Well,
Okay.
Feel good though. Although I
maybe.
startled myself, that's all.
How did you feel coming out though? I mean, before you got startled, were you peaceful? Was it tranquil?
It was strange because I mean I immediately knew that I had been in a meditation, and but I really like felt like I didn't have any concept of time. So I didn't know if it was 9 o'clock at night or or now or what, but I just so I was like suddenly aware that I had no awareness of time.
Wow.
And that startled me. So
Yeah. That's kind of awesome though.
It is.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Audrey.
I was walking in nature. That's my church.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Oh. I too I was in nature. You know what? I immediately went to the daisy pond.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't get in the water. I had my feet in it, but that was all.
Interesting.
Yeah.
One part I was surrounded by, like, there were branches with cherry blossoms all over. It was very peaceful.
Nice.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And I had an aura meld in the healing room.
What's
Like,
that?
my doppelganger's aura just melded with mine.
Oh.
Wow. Were you able to see colors or?
I mean, it was all the colors, but it ended up in like a purple, violet,
There's your Jupiter.
purple.
Very beautiful.
Yeah,
That's
Jupiter and Neptune with the purple.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. If I didn't set that alarm, I hate to tell you, we would be out there.
Still there.
I'm glad it didn't startle anybody else. It startled me. Maybe that's when Carol was startled.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how weird is that? Yeah. Wow. This was nice. This was exactly what I needed, and it got very quiet outside. You know, I think the storm has quieted down.
That's good.
Hopefully, it's on its way out. Nice. So, new moon coming up. We want to say, you know, have some, you know, reflect what you had your intentions for this year, and you know, what do you want to change? What do you want? Where do you want them to go for next year? Next week.
Yes.
Yeah. We can take it. We can take it every 2 weeks at a time, and we do.
Yeah, well, I was about to say,
Mhm.
these are definitely two separate cycles. Um, there's the one that's 2 weeks, but then, like I say, we're also poised on the edge of creating the one for the whole year, which we
Mhm.
will do when January hits. But
So astrologically, is the new moon the beginning of the next full year cycle, or is it the full moon that will happen in January?
neither. It's the fact that as we cross over on January 1st from December 31st, we're in the midst of a Capricorn Saturn ruled high point, and that we descend from there into the year, you know. And so the first new moon of the year will be to set up those intentions and let them go into the world. But keeping in mind that you're not just setting up the new moon in January for that, but you're setting up your whole year. What we call a solar return in astrology. The sun will go back around to where it started at the first of um, Aries. Some of the other planets have already hit that spot and are doing all kinds of stuff. But it's the year. It's the 12 months coming up, and you're setting up that cycle, because everything about time is one cycle after another, all kinds of cycles. That one is for the year. Right now we're celebrating the one for the month,
Yeah.
but they're kind of coinciding.
Okay. So the full moon, the next full moon is on January 3rd at 5:03 a.m. in the morning Eastern time. We will meet the day before on January 2nd at 1:30,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then the new moon, which would be the New Year's cycle, is um oh my gosh, that one is going to fall on Sunday, January 18th at 2:52 in the afternoon Eastern time. I will not be available the day before, so we're going to do it 2 days before on
Mm-hmm.
January 14th. And I'll make sure I get them out early enough. But that so we'll be before. I never want to do the new moons after, so it'll
Right.
be before it so that we can get set to
You'll be
set those.
prepared.
Yeah, yeah. So good to see you all. I appreciate
And
it
you.
so much.
And you.
Yeah. And I will get this edited and up on YouTube and pull out the meditation. Ooh, I love the fact that the meditations are all alone.
Yes, I
I
do too.
I like what we talk about, but I just like to be able to pick and choose whichever ones I do.
Yeah, especially it encourages you to go ahead and do it over and over and over, because you're not trying to dig through and find that, well, where did that begin, and was this the
Right.
start of it or not. You have a piece there, a tool that you can
Yeah.
use. So I love that you do it that way. It's
Yeah.
really good. I don't know anybody
More
else who does.
well, more than 50 of them are sitting there. And
Uh-huh.
and they're growing, and people watch them. I don't know who watches them. I know that the numbers are growing, but so I'm just glad that they're there for people. And I try to give it just a very short snippet of what it's about, and I really don't give any directions or anything. So
Right.
easy,
Well, it's
easy.
a wonderful way of doing it. I like that.
I'm
Yeah.
glad you appreciate it. Thank you. Anything else before we bring this new moon journey to a close?
No. Gotta
No.
sit down and really, really get busy doing it.
I
Yeah.
know. Yep. And have some water. Definitely ground. I mean, I just feel like this was so deep. I feel like I need to have water and go outside and walk around a little bit.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Get some
Well,
of that
this is the
rest.
time to really set up what you want to see. Um,
Hmm.
it's like I was once told, it's just like a seed actually needs the heavy weight of the soil around it so that it can burst its seed covering and become what it's going to become. But all that soil packed, oh, you're deep in the dirt. Yeah, but that's so I can grow.
Right, right.
So that's where we're at, folks. All that dirt being shoveled down on us is so we can grow.
Dirt and manure.
Yeah.
Too funny. Too funny. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. And I have to say, happy holidays to everybody. Have
Yeah.
a safe. We won't see each other again until next year. So be safe and enjoy the holidays coming up.
Yeah, I
Happy
spelled it
holidays.
HOLLAR. Allah.
Allah.
I
Is that like follow?
Yeah, right.
All right. And don't forget
All
to
right.
hang up the phone. Bye.
Ho, ho,
Happy
ho.
holidays.
That's right.
Happy holidays.